been good about it. I've been good. I listen. I respond, and I'm coachable. Unlike
Mom told me not to make fun of your forehead anymore. Eli Manning on the Manning Cast a couple nights ago. This is Interesting to See, Daily Sports Podcast, news, narratives, takes, and gambling. The Manning Cast continues to be sweet. Christian McCaffrey, of course, called out a play, and that went viral. But Christian McCaffrey in the news, or at least in the online discourse, for another reason. And that reason is very simple, because Rashad Mendenhall, a former player from the Pittsburgh Steelers, said, I don't want to hear white guys talk about football anymore. I'm better than y'all. Go. So he just went on Twitter, started a bunch of shit. And it started a weirdly, mostly healthy discourse between just former football players talking about an all-white team versus an all-black team. And a lot of people think it would be interesting right up until the point of which you don't know, the only position in the NFL that has exactly zero diversity, I guess you could say kickers, probably, maybe, who knows. But corners, there hasn't been a white cornerback in the NFL since like 2005. My suggestion would be just like go to Europe and find the fastest soccer players, because they could probably do it. I mean, they probably catch about as well as most NFL cornerbacks. I don't know. That's what I would do. But Christian McCaffrey, of course, is the GOAT for the all-white team. And if the thing is that on the internet, this all-white team versus all-black team, very healthy, because players talk about this stuff. It's a much healthier race situation than it is on Twitter. Go figure. Okay. We have ourselves a situation with the Premier League. This is technically Controversial Wednesday, so we will get to it. Everton, at a certain point, no thank you, I'm not going to give feedback. Everton has been deducted 10 points from their standings, right? So if you win a soccer game in the Premier League, you get 3. If you tie, you get 1, which is good. The other fact that the NHL doesn't do it that way is stupid. 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, 0 points for a loss. Ties happen a lot more. It's a better incentive to win the game. Anyway, Everton handed heaviest points punishment by Premier League history. Club is, quote, shocked and disappointed by ruling and will appeal. Everton plunged into the relegation zone as a result of this. And now people are suggesting that, interestingly, like multi-time recently Premier League champ Manchester City and incredibly expensive shit show Chelsea have been accused of similar violations. So now people are thinking, is it possible, and this is according to Sky Sports Premier League. Sky Sports is a legit place if you don't follow Europe. That is where a lot of NFL coverage and games are broadcast in the United Kingdom. According to the Times, the threat of a 30-point deduction or automatic relegation from the Prem will look to be very real for both Manchester City and Chelsea, should charges be proved in an independent regulatory commission. So that's the key thing right there. Is the regulatory commission going to be like, yeah, Man City? So look, let's just look at the Premier League standings. Premier League. Okay. I'm going to do Premier League standings 2022 so that we understand. So here they are, just so we can have an understanding of what that would do. Man City won the league, right? 38 games. You play everybody twice. There are 20 teams. So that's 19 games times 2, whatever. They won 29 of them. Very impressive. As a result of that, getting 93 points. If you dock them 30, they finish right here. So for Man City, very, very good. They're still very good. Chelsea finished 3rd in the league with 74. The gap between number 1 and number 3, well, actually number 1, number 2, and number 3 was almost 20 points. If Chelsea were docked 30 this last year, they would be at 44, which is flirting with relegation. But relegation, as an automatic punishment, could also be thrown around if we go to the Premier League standings this year. Let's just take a quick peek-see. Arsenal's number 1. They'll fuck that up, promise. Don't worry about it. Manchester City, right now, 34 points, 17 games. 10, 4, and 3. Totally reasonable. If they were docked 40 points, they would be in last place. If Chelsea, who are having a horrendous year, if they were docked 30 points, they would be at negative 8 points. So they would be 10 points past the league. And so this is this kind of thing that this can't really happen in the National Football League, Major League Baseball. We're like, hey, our punishment to the team isn't a draft pick. It's like you could be fucked for like a while. Because if you never know what happens when you get relegated to the lower league. You may not be one of the best 2 or 3 teams down there. You might be in a weird spot. Action News is trending with Chopper 6. Is that what I want? Do I want news to be trending? I don't know. Let's do sports, I guess. Taylor Heineke is going to start for the Atlanta Falcons after Desmond Ridder screwed up the game along with Arthur Smith. They lost to the Carolina Panthers in a game that was, by the way, the Panthers with the empty stadium. They told everyone that the official attendance was reported as 70,000, which, LOL. That's just how you Donald Trump your way out of it. It's like 70,000, thousands of people were there, Nick. No, there were hundreds. I mean, there was probably about 1,000. There might have been more than that. Who knows? But the Falcons lose the game to the Panthers in which the Panthers did not score a touchdown, which is hilarious. Now they're going to start Taylor Heineke. So Arthur Smith's time is nearing its end. Thank the Lord. Blind resume is going around the internet. Trevor Lawrence versus Daniel Jones. You can peek it for yourself. There it is. Trevor Lawrence has 300 more yards, 2 more touchdowns, 1 fewer turnover, 1 percentage point higher in completion percentage, 1/10 higher QB rating, and he has 1 more win and 1 fewer loss. So that's not what you want if you're a Jags fan, huh? So that's going around the interwebs. So is this. George Pickens' terrible effort on a block. Look at number 14 here. And he responded to this saying, quote, I was just trying to prevent the Tank Dell situation. Tank Dell for the Houston Texans, a dynamic rookie, got rolled up on and his season ended. The same thing happened to him. I didn't want to get an injury. When you stay on the block too low, you can get run up on very easily. Oh, it just looks like laziness. Look at him. Look at that. He's like, oh, I don't want to, Which means, I mean, it's true. If you do that, you're not going to get hurt. But it's also, how do I say this? It's soft. George Pickens is a hard player, but this is a soft effort situation. Steelers are cooked, is what I think, because once you start doing that, there are also whispers of like people will be like, maybe Mike Tomlin and the Steelers are both like, maybe we should try something new. Maybe it should be a mutual breakup. Charles Barkley is the man. He said that he'd rather root for Afghanistan than Alabama. That's funny. We have some horrendous basketball teams out there this year. The 3 horrendous basketball teams are, well, the Wizards are bad, but the Detroit Pistons, the Louisville Cardinals, and recently joining the ranks be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They lost to the Citadel at home by 20. The Citadel is a South Carolina-based military academy who fights hard. They beat Notre Dame by 20. They held the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to 45 points. Bad basketball is fun for everybody. And this graphic from College Basketball Report is even funnier. It just has a picture of Notre Dame and it just says ass. Notre Dame's success in football can be directly inverse correlated to its failures in basketball. Having a good basketball team is the surefire way to not be good at football, in my opinion. The Division II National Championship was handed out over the weekend. I think the Harding Bisons, they went undefeated this year. I think they completed 26 passes out of 50-something attempts. They went undefeated. So you want the really cool stat? This is my favorite one. Here it is. Harding's 46.9 points per game, ranks second in the country. 6,100 rushing yards. 6,100. That's 2,500 ahead of the next higher team. That is something. 26 passes they completed all year, just enough to keep them honest. You know what I mean? Just enough to keep them honest. Shouts to Unnecessary Roughness, the Barstool Sports Property college football brand. This is Owen McCown, Josh McCown's kid, playing in a bowl game against Cole Pennington, Chad Pennington's kid. So, if you didn't feel old yet, there you go. And UTSA won. They finished the season 9-4. They're a solid squad, man. Shouts to their coach. I guess it would have been cold. I don't know what bowl it was. Let's find out exactly what bowl it was. Google doesn't even have the bowl. It just says NCAA football yesterday. So it was UTSA 35, Marshall 17. And check this out. Things you love to see. You would want to see the coach get showered, right? Gatorade shower, water shower, whatever you have on you at the time. Look, here's a picture of Cole and Owen and then there's Chad and Josh. Time flies when you're not doing shit. Okay. Coffee shower. They doused the head coach in coffee. College football bowls are the weirdest thing of all time. They're just so strange. I love them. I love them. Zach Wilson getting roasted again. Percy Jackson, who is a demigod in Greek mythology and in a hit series of books and movies, has another movie coming out, and you'll see right here in the movie, Percy's dad has a framed Zach Wilson jersey. And there's a fold-up poker table like, hey, how can we depict this guy as a loser? Poker table, yeah. Deadbeat clothes, yeah. Slippers, yeah. You know what he needs? What if we get Zach Wilson jersey and frame it? And the writers who figure that out, that's the kind of attention to detail that Hollywood writers need to come with. Right there. I love that.